Good evening, everybody. My name's Charlotte Buxton. I'm Deputy Head of the Music Service here at Services for Education and Head of Ensembles. We are really sorry to have kept you waiting this evening. It's typical, isn't it? We've got a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with very few relative technical hitches, and then tonight it decides to have a bit of a breakdown. So we've just had to Teams call my wonderful husband, Ashley, who helps us a lot with tech. And and he had to pull over into a lay-by somewhere safe and help us get this live stream started this evening. So thank you, Ashley, when you finally do get home and watch this on catch-up. But we're okay now. We're here, we're live, and thank you ever so much for joining us. You're in for a real treat this evening. You've just heard the fantastic, wonderful sounds of Birmingham School's String Sinfonia. And I mean, that's an incredibly difficult piece to perform in person, let alone to do via the medium of recording. So they did an absolutely tremendous job. And of course, we're here this evening to celebrate the wonderful work of our young musicians throughout the whole year here at Services for Education. And when I say the whole year, we're talking 19 central ensembles that we've managed to keep going online. That's 28 weeks worth of tuition and 1,876 hours of sessions, which is a huge amount. And it's quite unbelievable, actually, that we've got to this point. But some absolutely tremendous support from you guys at home and our young musicians. And of course, not forgetting our amazing conductors and tutors, who you'll hear more about later. So how can you get involved then? Because obviously we'd normally be at Symphony Hall and you'd be clapping and cheering. Well, you can still do that from the comfort of your own home. But we'd love to hear your thoughts about tonight's programme, tonight's concert on social media. So if you are on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram for that matter, you can use the hashtag SFE Music Festival, and we'll be able to pick up your messages there. If you're on Twitter, our Twitter handle is @SFE_MS, and if you want to find us on Facebook, it's Music Service, Services for Education. And don't forget to like and follow those pages as well if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. And the other way you can get involved this evening and support the fantastic work of the Music Service and continue this journey for our so many young musicians who you're going to be seeing this evening is to be able to donate. And I know not everybody's going to be able to do that, but if you do have the means to do that, any donation would be gratefully received. We're just donating online in this series of concerts, and you'll have the link in the email that you signed up with, or if you want to go to tinyurl/SFE donate, they'll take you to a page where you can donate any amount. And like we said, every last penny is very much appreciated. Now, we better get on with the music. We've got loads coming up for you this evening. Next up, we've got the training percussion. We've got a fantastic vocalist from Priestley Smith School. And then we've got the first of our virtual area ensembles, which I'll tell you a little bit more about after they've performed. Enjoy. Wow, well, so it just gets better and better, doesn't it? And there's still loads to come this evening, guys. So we've just heard from the fabulous training percussion ensemble, and then our excellent vocalist from Priestley Smith School, and then the first of our virtual area ensembles that I told you I'd tell you a little bit more about. So some of you will be aware, some of you in central ensembles and who've got young musicians in central ensembles will have had musicians come through this system before. In any normal year, we'd have area ensembles running across the city, but this hasn't been anything but a normal year, has it? So we've had virtual area ensembles, 6 in the spring term and now 6 in the summer term, that have, with the help of our wonderful SFE staff, put these pieces together in their own time, in their lesson time, sent the recordings in, and then what you're seeing this evening and for the past 3 evenings are the culmination of those projects, and they've done amazingly well. It's not like our central ensembles that have been rehearsing on a weekly basis. We haven't been able to do that with the area ensembles, but at least being able to provide this opportunity I think has hopefully made a difference to so many young musicians out there, and it's lovely to see your messages on social media. You'll probably see some scrolling across the bottom, so please do keep tweeting, please do keep Facebooking, Instagramming, and make sure you get the hashtag SFE Music Festival in there. So, such variety already. We've got loads more to come, and we've got loads more to come actually still this term. So lots of you that are in those area ensembles that we've just done will actually be taking part in our auditions, which are happening next week. If you haven't checked the portal, parents, please make sure you do, because all the information about auditions is on there now, and it's a busy week for our staff next week. So as lots of people are winding down towards the end of term, we're gathering more momentum. So by the time we finish the end of this evening, we will have done 8 live-streamed concerts this year, and that will include nearly 100 video projects. And that's possibly why some of you can see a few more grey hairs on me this evening than you could perhaps do in March or in December. It's been a huge undertaking, guys, but it's been a real labour of love for just me and Sarah, my wonderful assistant, who's producing the event this evening. And I say that not because I think we deserve a pat on the back, but because it is a huge undertaking, guys, but we've done it as a service, we've done it with the conductors and tutors and all of your support at home. So even though it's been us two putting the videos together, and a real labour of love it has been as well, there's been so many people behind the scenes. In fact, over these concerts, we've had 1,500 young musicians involved. And if you then think about the number of our ensembles team, which is nearly 70, that have been involved, plus all our wonderful SFE teachers that have been preparing our virtual area ensemble members, and then all of you guys at home who've been doing your own filming and producing for this event, obviously, and seeing your handiwork on screen now. So really, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for everything you've done to make these events possible. So we've got a great lineup for you next, guys, and it's going to get emotional this evening. I think it's definitely going to get emotional this evening. We've actually got our primary choir, who we'd normally have in Symphony Hall, adorning the choir stalls. They're going to be singing the Rainbow Connection for you, and it's a beautiful arrangement, and they've done exceptionally well, because actually recording vocal en masse is actually a really difficult thing to do, but our staff have done a tremendous job, which made it easy to put together. We're then going to hear from the wonderful Training Wind Orchestra, who obviously hold a very special place in my heart because I conduct them in a normal year, and they've done a tremendous job this year, just like our other central ensembles have done. And they've got something from Moana for us. And then we've got another young vocalist from Mayfield School who's going to be singing another emotional song, actually, called The Climb. So please enjoy these next 3 items.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. I keep my head high. There's gonna be another mountain. And those gonna wanna make it move. I'll be a man. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. I'll fight to get back. And about what's waiting on the other side. Lose the cloud. Search of a young faces, search of a young faces. No, I'm not faking. You're not knowing. keep on moving, keep flying, keep sailing. It's all about the sun. Keep Thank you.
And we're back. What another fantastic 3 items we've just had there then. So our wonderful primary choir with the Rainbow Connection, and then Training Wind Orchestra with How Far I'll Go from Moana. Fantastic performance, guys. And I say this every time, but I don't think the name Training Wind Orchestra does you guys justice. And that's just not me as a conductor saying that, but it's with my oversight of the ensembles. I think all our ensembles far exceed our expectations all the time, even in this difficult year, or difficult 18 months as it's turned out to be. Just so that you know, guys, I wasn't just going mad and putting those word art and word clouds in the Training Winds performance. I've taken really pertinent words actually from emails that you guys at home have sent me over the year, and you really have taken the time, lots of you, to email and let us know that you think we're doing a good job, and it's been really heartening because it has been incredibly difficult for all of us, hasn't it? So thank you very much for that, and yes, it just seemed a pertinent piece to put that sentiment in. But yeah, did fantastically well. And then of course our vocalist with The Climb, what an absolutely gorgeous voice, and yeah, beautifully performed as well, an absolute joy to watch, so well done. Now, I make no apologies, guys, but I got incredibly emotional in our Training Winds final rehearsal a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, I sometimes think that I should have the Greatest Showman, This Is Me soundtrack running along sometimes when I speak, just because I do make no apology for being me and for what I do and for how I come across. It has been the most incredibly emotional time for all of us. And you guys have done the most amazing job at home, but so have our tutors, so have our amazing staff. And I like to think that you guys will look back on this time and know that we really did try and keep the music going for you as much as we possibly could. I still remember, and I'm going to read this out now actually, I still remember all of the music teachers that made a massive impact on my life. So we've got the wonderful Gail Brown, and Gail, I've sent you this link so you can watch this at home. Angela Spray, who was my first clarinet teacher. Jackie Smith, who taught me at secondary school, along with the wonderful Alison Britton, and her husband John Britton, that taught me the violin. John Childs, who was the head of our music service. David Ince, who was our youth band conductor. The late Colin Courtney, who was my fabulous professor at university, at Music College, in fact, and then also Hale Hambleton as well. And I like to think that maybe you guys will think about all our SFE staff in that same way one day as well. Okay, so you need to keep shouting about our wonderful young musicians, guys, because they've done the most incredibly amazing job. We've got 3 more pieces for you now that are really going to lift our spirits, and please watch out for my excellent animations, if I do say so myself, that I had such fun putting in Hawaii 5-0. So we've got Hawaii 5-0, another one of our virtual area ensembles. We've got Mr. Blue Sky, and we've got the West Midlands Inclusive Choir. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, my name is Daisy and I am a Sound About Inclusive Choir volunteer, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to the Mac Makes Music Sound About Inclusive Choirs. So the Mac Make Music Choir that is already formed is the West Midlands Choir, and this meets every 2 weeks on Zoom, and they do some very enjoyable things such as singing, learning new songs, they do scat singing, they play their sound makers and just generally have fun and have a dance and a sing, and it's very, very enjoyable. And the choirs are for anyone who loves to sing, no matter what ability or disability you have. It's just about having fun, and we are a very inclusive choir. But starting from September, there are going to be face-to-face sessions every 4 weeks in Birmingham, Coventry, Solihull, Sandwell and Worcestershire. And if you would like to sign up, the link is www.soundabout.org.uk. But I would love to show you a video, and it was created very recently with all the other Sound About Inclusive choirs, and it's Make Your Own Kind of Music. And I edited this video, and it was honestly so much fun and so enjoyable to see the enthusiasm from people and see how music helps people and how it changed their lives. And I honestly love this video, and I hope you do too.
There's only one song worth singing,
and they try and sell ya,
'cause it has enough
to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You're gonna be nowhere.
the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going.
Love to do your thing.
God is thing to do.
But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. So if you cannot take my hand,
and if you must be going,
I love the sound. You gotta make music, sing your own special songs, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along.
Wow, those last 3 items didn't disappoint, did they, guys? So we had the fantastic Hawaii 5-0 from another one of our virtual area ensembles. And again, I know I don't think the word area ensemble does you guys justice, because we always think of that as, perhaps our very beginner most players. And in fact, all of the projects this time have been an absolute joy to put together. But the standard of the contributions and the submissions has been wonderful. And I those of you that know me well know I only say what I mean. So there we go. Some absolutely fantastic stuff from everybody involved in these 4 evenings of concerts. How are the social media hashtags going? Now, if you happen to be watching this on catch up, I can't think of a reason why today, because the football obviously is not on tonight. We're all still on a high from last night, although I really could have done without it going to extra time just because of the sleep that meant that I lost. But keep using the hashtag SFE Music Festival on social media, even if you're catching up on these events after the event, so to speak. That also means the last 3 nights concerts as well. If you're enjoying what you're seeing this evening, why not go back and watch the previous 3 evenings as well? And you can do that at your leisure. If you visit the same link where you signed up for tonight's event, you'll be able to register for any of the concerts and go back and have a look at the variety, and the huge variety there's been of music making from across the city and from Birmingham's young musicians. If you are able to support us and donate, you can find the link to do that in the the original email that you would have had. And I think you'd have had a reminder from our central office today. But any support is gratefully received. We really, really do want to be able to continue as many broad and wide-reaching experiences for our young musicians as possible, especially after the last 18 months. Now, this is my last link. Hurrah, I hear you say. Obviously, it's time to do some thank yous. Now, I've been saying thank you lots over the last year, but we really, really do mean it. The fact that we actually have something to come back to ensembles-wise in September is just amazing. And it wasn't a guarantee, but the support and the sign-up for next year is already truly amazing. And that's without even thinking about doing a round of late auditions in September, which we will do. So if you're in a virtual area ensemble and think, I'd like to get involved a bit more, that is still a possibility. Just keep an eye on your emails. So thank yous. I think the first thank you's got to go to all of our young musicians. We have to remember that, nobody's been through a normal time, as we know, but actually our eldest young musicians, yet again, have had disruption to their public examinations, and it's been done differently, across every single school. And so the fact that you guys have still been able to engage has been tremendous. Obviously, our conductors and tutors have been absolute gems throughout this time, and the way that they mobilised so quickly to start online sessions in October and just got on with it, and their practice evolved over the year is absolutely amazing, really. And to all their teachers that have supported in the background, all our young musicians teachers, we know they've been very involved with the area ensembles, but it doesn't stop when they get to central ensemble level as well. And it's just been fantastic to see the progression from everybody this year. Schools, we've had lots of school items this evening, but actually these young musicians and the concerts over the last 4 evenings are representing their schools. And I know they're all incredibly proud of you guys, but please make sure, if your music teachers at school don't know that you've been involved, make sure you tell them. They'll have all received the link to sign up to watch these concerts as well. So give them a bit of a nag over the last couple of days and say, you really want to go and watch this concert, and let them know that you've been part of it. I do need to say thank you. I say thank you to him a lot, and it annoys him, which is possibly why I do it actually. But I do need to say thank you to Ashley, my wonderful husband, not just because he puts up with me, but because actually we wouldn't have a clue how to do any of this if it wasn't for him. He worked so incredibly hard with us last summer, and then Sarah and I took on the reins of doing all the producing from then on, but we wouldn't have had a clue where to start. And in fact, like I said at the top of the show, when things went wrong tonight, we had to call him, we had to FaceTime him, but he got it sorted for us. So thank you very much, Ashley. Obviously a huge thank you, more than I think everybody could ever know, is to the wonderful Sarah Chat, who I would try and drag in front of the camera, but I think she might be shooting me a look as if to say, no, no, that was a definite look, and I know what that look means, but she's in the background doing the producing this evening and obviously presented the other night, but she's been tremendous, and yes, I think we were talking earlier about the skills that we've learnt, and we definitely wouldn't have had a clue where to start a year ago. So a huge thank you to Sarah, and obviously you'll see her at the live performances that we're hoping to have next year, which brings me on to my next points and final points before I let you enjoy some more music. And we've got a cracking 3 items left to finish the concert actually. We hope to be live in September. I can't say any more than that. I'm talking to rehearsal venues, and sorting out potentially a few changes for September, so we will be in touch, but we are hoping to be live, and we can't say any more than that really. And I just think if we all stay as safe as we can over the summer and keep our fingers crossed, then hopefully there's no reason why we shouldn't be. We're hoping to have Christmas concerts. Venues are booked and that's exciting. So our hope is to have Christmas concerts, but obviously it's still very much watch this space. I need you guys at home to do me a favour though. And that's, if at any point next year, any of you, so whether it's students, parents, teachers, my lovely, wonderful colleagues, when I say, I've had an idea, tell me no. Because we've had some bonkers ideas this year, but we've done it to keep the music flowing. Yes, just tell me to breathe next year, I think, when I say I've had an idea. But no, I mean, joking aside, you've all been incredibly amazing. You've embraced the madness, and we've got to this fantastic point where we come to our final 3 items. Now, we've got our wonderful Birmingham School Symphony Orchestra that are going to be performing in a second. And again, they have not dumbed down the repertoire at all this year, guys. They are still playing at the very highest level. We've also got 3 of our wonderful string members of staff featured in this evening's video as well. Our excellent head of strings, Sally Hobbs, and then we've got Angela Zienko and Emily Baptiste. Yeah, you'll see them pop up in the video. And I know lots of you at home know those guys, either as teachers or being involved with the ensembles. That's 3 people to look out for there, and big thanks to them for getting involved. And then we've got a fantastic school performance from Hamilton School, and their group leader, Amy Swallow, who's one of our brass department and SEND specialist teachers, has put this together, and it's tremendous, it's fantastic, really pleased they're able to get involved. And then the last piece that you're going to see this evening is My Shot from Hamilton, and this is a collaboration between Training Winds Concert Band and Wind Orchestra, and we've also got a little bit of a surprise of some of our young musicians who've turned their hand to rapping in there as well. It's not to be missed. And then after that, guys, you will see the name of every school that's represented this evening scrolling across the screen. So please don't turn off at that point. Please make sure you take a moment just to recognise your school name on there, and also just how many school names are on there. So that's it from me. I will stop warbling on. Thank you from the absolute bottom of our hearts for everything you've done this year to support us and to help the young musicians of Birmingham keep making music. And I'm keeping everything crossed that we see you live in September. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Hello?
God is in our life. We all have pain. We all have sorrow. God is in our life. We all have pain. Always tomorrow.
I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot. Hey, I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm again the scholarship to King's College. I probably should have break my tag, got amazed and astonished. The problem is I got a line of braids with no polish. I gotta holler just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge, I'm a diamond in the rough. A shiny piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech, unimpeachable, only dying seen, but my mind is old. These new city streets getting cold, rush cold. Every burden, every disadvantage I have learned to manage. I don't have a gun and brandish, I want this streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame, but damn, it's scary ducks, let me spell out my name. A colony that runs independently. We well breeding keeps spinning on us endlessly. Essentially, the passionately waiting, the patiently smashing every expectation, every action, natural creation. I'm laughing in the face, passion in the marrow. The first time I'm thinking past tomorrow, and I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, I'm just another country of young, scrappy, hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up, time to take a shot. We're gonna rise up, it's time to take a shot. We gotta. It's time to take a shot. It's time to take a shot. It's time to take a shot. Take a shot, shot, shot. Hey, yo, it's time to take a shot. Time to take a shot, and I am not throwing away my shot.